All right, let's go and get started. All right, absolute value is the distance away from 0, essentially. So that's why this first little picture right here says absolute value is 2, up 2 is 2, and the absolute value negative 2 is 2, because each one is 2 units away from 0. So that's just what the, what's that called, definition? There we go. Distance from x to 0, so in this case our x is 2. For absolute value equations, we're going to use that same knowledge as far as the absolute value x is going to be a and negative a. So it's the same distance away from 0 both ways. Does that make sense about what absolute value is? No? Just get rid of the negative. And it's just positive. It's the distance away from 0. So if we're our numbers at negative 3, this is where our x is, that would mean the absolute value of this is 3.
It would be positive.
Positive 3, yeah. Alright, so when we solve absolute value equations, our first step is going to be to isolate the absolute value. So isolate the absolute value. No, we do. I haven't figured out what we're doing. Alright, so isolating absolute value for number 1 is going to be to move what to the other side?
X. Y.
Move.
10. 2.
Yes.
3.
We're going to move the 2. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So in this case, I'm going to have the absolute value of negative 3 plus x equals, if I add 2 to both sides, what happens?
Then
10 plus 2, which is, whoa, 12. Calm down. Alright, our second step is going to be to rewrite as 2 equations. We're going to rewrite as 2 equations. So what that means is we're going to rewrite it without the absolute value. So it's going to be negative 3 plus x equals 12. And get a different blue color here. Negative 3x plus x equals negative 12. So we rewrote it. The first time we rewrote it just exactly like it was without the absolute value. The second time we rewrote it this time without the absolute value and then with a negative 12. And then our last step is going to be
why is it negative 3x?
sorry. My bad. Thank you very much for catching that. Did I make any mistakes or not yet?
But you just changed it to negative.
Yeah, we just changed the 12 to negative. Last thing is we're going to solve for x. So we're going to solve each of them. So we got to do 2 of them. So how do I get x by itself on this dark blue one?
Don't you have to do it at 3?
Add 3 to both sides, so that would mean x is
3. No. It's
15.
Why do you have a semicolon?
That's an equal sign. Sorry.
Oh.
Alright, what about my other one?
Add 3.
Add 3, so x equals
15.
17.
17. Just kidding. No.
Alright, any questions on the 3 steps? This will work like this every single time. Okay. It will be this season homework. Alright, I'm going to work through 3 problems with you. Well, I lied. Maybe I'll do 2 and then you do 1. Our first step, what do I do? Isolate. So what does that mean? Add 6. So I got x over 4 with absolute value bars around it equals,
Four.
no,
Plus 6.
which one is it?
Four. Four.
Say again, right? That is 4. Trick check. We add 6 to both sides, so -2 plus 6 is positive 4. Then I, step 2,
Rewrite.
rewrite. So x over 4 equals 4. And x over 4 equals 4. Oh, negative 4. We gotta rewrite it twice. One with positive, one with negative. We rewrote the same thing twice. It wouldn't make any sense. Same problem. Last step, we can actually do both of them at the same time with just one step.
Solve.
Crazy.
You
Alright, we're
solve for x.
solving.
Once
Not
you
divide.
You multiply by
Multiply
4.
both sides by 4. On both of them. Yeah. So that means x is going to be good. 16 and
8. Negative 8? Negative 2. Negative 16?
negative 16.
I knew that.
Plus guessing, more arithmetic.
Wait, so you're always going to
So far, it looks like we got. Number 2. Or 3, rather. What do we do first? Get it by itself. So that means divide by 1/2.
No, once you have to distribute.
When you multiply everything by 2 to get rid of the 1/2. We can't distribute because it's not parentheses, it's absolute value bars. So we can't do that. So I'm going to get 4 inside the absolute value. 4 minus 3x equals 3? 9? Oh, 12. Next thing I do is I rewrite it twice. I get it right small this time. 4 minus 3x equals 12. 4 minus 3x
Negative
equals 12. 12. We're catching on to how we work. Am I going too quick?
Not really.
Excellent. All right. On this one, let's just do each one by itself, one step at a time. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides to give this 4 to go away. So I get negative 3x equals by both sides by negative 3. That's pivotal. Ground for one rules. So x is going to be this ugly little fraction.
Which is an improper.
Not ugly, just different. Sorry. Our other one, we're going to still move forward to the other side. I'm still subtracting it. So I get negative 3x equals negative 16. Divide both sides by negative 3 again. And x is going to be 16 thirds because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Xavier question.
Why did you have negative 3x minus, 3x equals negative 16 when you have 3x equals
Great
8?
question. When we rewrite it twice, one's a positive 12, the other one's a negative 12.
Right.
So we subtract 4 from this, we're taking 12 and we're subtracting 4. This time we're taking negative 12 and subtracting 4, which actually makes the one negative. Okay. All right, Harris, question?
So you did the same thing, right? Because on negative 3x, you didn't subtract the negative 3x?
Yes, sir. Always divide by what number is in front of the x. All right, number 4, you should have gotten 2 and negative 6. Is that the answer? Yeah. So divide by negative first. So that's going to give me x plus 2 equals 4 because we divide by negative to get rid of that negative in front. Then I'm going to say x plus 2 equals 4 and x plus 2 equals negative 4. Be sure that we remove the absolute value bars when we rewrite it. So I'll come to people not doing that. The last thing is I'm solving. So I subtract 2 from both of them, really. So x equals 2 and x equals negative 6. Are we okay to move on? Excellent. Got 2 more definitions for you. You're welcome. All right, disjunction, basically just remember the word or. Conjunction, All you gotta know is that it's an and. When it comes down to graphing these, the first thing we have to do, well, what do we do? So, we gotta solve both of them for x. So on number 5, what should I do first?
We,
Add
Absolutely.
both sides. So 2x is greater than 4. We just treat that inequality sign just like an equal sign. We're just gonna solve for x. So what now must x be greater than? Both sides by 2, so that means x is greater than 2. Cool. What about our other one? I add 2 to both sides, right? So x is less than or equal to negative 5. Alright, so if I want to graph these things, I'm going to look at negative 5. Look, there's negative 5. I'm going to look at positive 2. Oh, look, there's positive 2. And it says x has to be greater than 2. When we were graphing, what did the greater than symbol mean? Open circle, well done, that's what I was looking for. So I have an open circle at 2, and then greater than, which way should my arrow go if I'm going from up here? To the right. Boom. To the right, to the right. When I got less than or equal to, what's the E or equal to mean? Closed circle, so I'm going to have a filled in dot.
would it go to the left?
And then it goes to the left. Got a little carried away with the dot, sorry. So, all of our or pictures should look like this. All of our and pictures are going to look a little different. So let's go ahead and do an ander. What do I do first? Add 6 to both sides. 2x is greater than or equal to 2. Divided by 2, divided by 2. So x is greater than or equal to 1. Next step, or sorry, first step on my next one, I should say. I'll add 6 and do the same thing again. So 2x is less than or equal to? Nope.
18.
Something like that. Yeah. I'm adding 6. 12 plus 6 is 18. Yeah. Then I divide by 2. X is less than or equal to 9. So I find 1 on my number line. Oh, there it is. I find 9 on my number line. Oh, there it is. It says greater than or equal to 1.
Closed circle?
Close circle. Trying to get too excited this time. And it's greater than, so that means it's going to be right. Then it says less than or equal to close circle again. It says less than or equal to 9. Goes the other way. So, what numbers satisfy both of these? Everything, what, between 1 and 9. So I'm going to go back over between 1 and 9 again. Those are my answers. So everything including 1 to 9. So my ors always look like this, or something along those lines. My ands will always look like a barbell or dumbbell or something like that. Or what else do you think? Line segment. Yes. Not you. 7H. Let's do it. Subtract 2 from both sides. Uh-oh, my number's on the other side. It's okay though.
8.
Still 8. Alright, so we have 8 is less than or equal to x. I would like to rewrite that so my x comes first. So when I do that, that just means I'm going to put my sign there. And x is still bigger than 8. Either way you write it, x is still the bigger number. Here I'm subtracting 2 from both sides. So x is less than or equal to
-5.
-5. Good. I find -5 on my number line. I find 8 on my number line. Alright, so it's an OR, so it should look kind of like the arrows going to either end. Let's see if it works out. Bigger than or equal to 8, that means closed circle on 8, going to the right. Less than or equal to, closed circle, going to the left. And my bar does. Number 8, it's an and. I mean, it should look like a barbell or a line segment. 2x is greater than 4. I add 1 to both sides and divide by 2. And so x is 2. Greater than 2. Break 4, greater than, just means open circle. Over here, I'm going to subtract 1, so I got x is less than or equal to 5. I find 2 on my number line. I find 5 on my number line. 2 will be an open circle. And it's going greater than. 5 is a closed circle. It's going less than. Barbell. Alright, prove to me you know how to do the last 2, please. Alright, number 9. Subtract 5 on both sides, so I get 2x is less than -13. Divide by 2, so x is less than -13 halves. Did I do that right? Good. So 2x is greater than 12, divided by 2, and x is greater than 6. So I got 6, I got -13. Oh, man.
Wait, we can't have it in decimal.
You can leave it as a decimal, I guess, but I'd rather you not do much work. So greater than goes to the 1 or to the right, and less than goes to the left. Woo! We good on this?
Yes.
Alright, number 10, same thing. Should be an and, so it should look like a barbell. 5x less than or equal to 12 divided by 5, and x less than or equal to 12/5. Subtract 4, so x is greater than -2. So I got -2, I got 12/5. Both have a what type of circle?
Close.
Closed.